Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's good, everybody? That's right. The Boxing Source is here, and I am very glad to have here with me a fighter that I've spoken with in the past, and I've been to a good number of his fights over the past couple of years. Coming from Roseland, New Jersey, with a record of 18 and 1 with 12 wins by way of knockout, rising up in the ranks in the super welterweight division. He's known as White Magic. Vito Mielnicki Jr. What's going on, man?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good, man. Good to have you on here,
No,
man.
thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. I mean, we're just getting off of this big news, of course, that was announced a few days ago. As you have signed there with Top Rank, and I know that you've had conversations there, when you were over in New York City this past weekend. But how was that moment like getting into that particular situation? Having the conversations with Bob Arum and other representatives in the company before signing with them.
Yeah, I mean it was great. You know, I still have Al Heyman as my advisor. Now I have Top Rank as a promoter. And what's better than that? Two Hall of Fame. Al, future Hall of Famer, but two Hall of Fame guys running my career, Harvard graduates, a lot of knowledge behind them. And yeah, I'm blessed to be in this opportunity, and just blessed to be in this position.
Gotcha. So yeah, you had those conversations there with Bob Arum, and he's like, "Hey, look, I like you, Vito. You're a great young fighter, and I like to feature you in our bouts. We got some big plans for you." So it was. I guess
Definitely.
it was pretty much like that kind of a
Yeah,
conversation.
definitely. They brought me and his family from my pro debut was on their card, so I know a few of the guys over there already. But yeah, it was a great week last week. I went to the press conference, then went to the fight on Saturday night at the Garden. So it was a great week last week.
Yeah, for sure. Now you have been very active over the past couple of years with at least three fights in 2022 and 2023. And I've been to a number of them. You had fights in Dallas, Washington
Yeah.
D.C., Las Vegas a couple of times. Of course, in your home area in New Jersey and that type of thing, man. And that has led to you being like highly ranked in the WBA. I think it's like number 4 right now in the WBA at 154, and also rising up in the ranks in the WBC. How is having that much activity helps you become one of the hottest young fighters in the division right now?
Yeah, I mean, not only has it helped me with becoming one of the hottest young fighters in the division, but also just improving myself as a fighter. That's what's most important, how I feel in the ring. And activity could definitely help if a young fighter like me continue to grow. Not only does it force me to stay in the gym, I already stay in the gym, but just
Mhm.
nothing's better than getting that actual ring experience. And also for me, I'm not going against these guys that I'm getting out of there in the first round like easily. I'm going against guys that are resistant, that are experienced, that have been in there with a lot of top guys. So I'm gaining a lot of great experience, and a lot of great knowledge, which is going to further my career and make me even better.
Yeah, you had the last fight against Ronald Cruz there over in Las Vegas. There, that went the full 10. You were able to score, a couple knockdowns, but still got that decision victory. And like, how was that, experience going through those 10 rounds? Because before that, those were like real quick fights.
Yeah, for sure. So I went a few 10 rounders earlier on in my career, but I'd say that that was my toughest 10 rounder. Experiencing a cut, and then just against a good opponent with of Ronald Cruz. So it was a great experience for me. I learned a lot. Yeah, I watched a lot of film, looking back on it, and that's what's most important. Looking back on the fight and learn, like being able to go back and learn, go back to the gym and practice and continue to grow. That's what's great about 10 rounders instead of those first round knockouts where, you're getting guys out of there and it's under 3 minutes of something to watch, of film to watch, and there's always got to be things to improve on. Obviously, I'm still young. I can improve on everything that I have in my game, and I'm excited to continue to improve on everything with Ronnie Shields, Anthony Carr, my two coaches, and a lot of the guys at the gym get a lot of great sparring. And yeah, just excited to just continue to work, continue to grow.
Word. That goes right into my next thing there. You mentioned there with your trainers there, Anthony Carr, and also with the great trainer Ronnie Shields, of course, former fighter. there, having this camp over in the Houston area. Like, what's it been like being in that camp, the past few times here? Because I know that he has like a lot of, notable fighters that, he works with, some that are, at or around your particular division. So how's it being over there?
Man, it's been great. I feel like I've grown as a fighter, and I think it's been very evident in my fights of how much I've grown as a fighter since I've been with Ronnie Shields and since I've been down in Houston getting all that great sparring. Um, I can't do nothing but praise Ronnie, how he is as a trainer, how he is as a person, and the time and effort he puts into me, I'm extremely grateful for. And the guys he has in the gym, the stable that he has, it's truly a blessing to be around. I never lack any sparring. I'm always getting great work, especially at my weight. He's got all top dogs at that weight, so at 154. So it's been a great experience down there, and I'm excited to continue to grow with everybody at the gym.
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie Shields, he's mild mannered, but he could really get on you if you slip up. So
Absolutely,
that's a great mix there.
for
Having him
sure.
over there in Houston. Now, one of the things that does stand out with you is how important family is to you. I know that been around your father there, Vito Senior, great guy, very funny guy too, man. I mean, the time that we had that was over there in Vegas, man, he was just absolutely hilarious
Yeah.
there. But like how important it is to have that family bond that you've had over the years.
Yeah, I mean it's extremely important. My family's been a huge part of my journey. My sisters, my brother, my mother, they sacrificed a lot of time away from me and my father. With me always being on the move, always whether I'm in a different state, whether I'm always at the gym, they sacrifice a lot of time away from me and my father, and I want to repay them for that. You know what I mean? That's a huge part of my journey and a huge like driving point to my everyday work ethic, and also seeing my dad wake up every day 4:30, go to work, to pay the bills. Man, like that's where I get it to from. I get it from him too. Like you know what I mean. Always seeing him getting up and going to earn everything he has. So and then also the rest of my family. My grandfather just passed going into my most recent fight versus Ronald Cruz.
Hmm.
And it was probably the toughest like camp of my life so far and the toughest fight. My grandfather, he was a huge part of my career, huge part of my upbringing in boxing as well.
Yeah.
He brought me to the gym every day. From when I was like 7 to I was about like 15 until he moved like an hour away from our house.
Hmm.
And losing him, he was like my everyday call, my everyday like safe place. Whether it was in camp, out of camp, whether it was when I was younger playing football, he never missed a practice. So he's a huge part of my success as well as a fighter so far. And family's everything to me. So yeah, that's my family's everything.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring that up because yeah, you did have the thing there with the recent passing of your grandfather, and he was a very important part of your life as you just mentioned there. Being part of get you over to the gym and being out there with like you said, being a football player and that type of stuff
Yeah,
too. So
yeah,
he was definitely there when you were pretty much doing the whole thing with the sports, not just with boxing, but with other sports as
for
well. But
sure.
I didn't know that you had the little thing there with football, man. Like
Yeah,
what
growing
position
up,
you
growing
was
up, only until like eighth grade though, and then
Oh,
I
okay.
I wanted to fully focus on boxing. So, yeah, but that was just another example of like he was that guy that just he loved being around everything. Like he just was there for me, for my all his other grandkids, and everyone else in our family. He was just that rock of our family, that safe place for everybody.
Gotcha, for sure, for sure. Now, going over a couple of questions here, a little bit off, so to speak, as far as like what's going on right now. But one thing I was asked is, what would you say is the your favorite place, or probably the best place that you have fought?
My favorite place or the best, like in terms of what, like atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Well, best atmosphere is probably at home, just because I got all my family, my friends, my supporters from all around Jersey, coming out to support me. So definitely at home. I feel like on other cards, at home in New York, wherever, New Jersey or New York, whether it was at the Barclays or at the Prudential Center, a lot of people come out, show love. A lot of my other cards, I was on like the beginning of the undercards of the pay per view.
Hmm.
So you know how like the beginning is. Like there's not many people in the place at that time, but the best atmosphere was definitely Jersey Prudential Center. Whether it was my main event fight on Christmas, whether it was my pro debut, um, whether I had a few fights at the Prudential Center, so definitely in Jersey though at the Prudential.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Now you did say that you were into football there. You had that while you was younger. Is that like your favorite sport outside of boxing, or do you like delve into like basketball or something else too?
Football for sure. Football.
Foot-
I'm a diehard Jet fan. Yeah, Jets are my team. So, when football season's on, that's a great time to have training camp because I have Thursdays,
mhm.
Sundays, and Mondays to look forward to watch football. So, yeah, football is definitely my another one of my favorite sports.
Yeah, we got to see what's up with Aaron Rodgers this year, man. I mean that
Yeah,
was just man that was like real tough break last year. So we
I
we got to
know.
see how he does coming off of that injury there for the Jets because that's a real competitive division in the AFC East,
Absolutely.
man, for sure, man.
I'm
Um,
excited.
so you're there like around like 21, 22. Like what would you say is like one of the things that growing up as far as like from teenage years to now that it has been like the biggest adjustment for you?
In terms of boxing, in terms of
Well, in terms of boxing, or just like I said, transitioning over to like the adult life, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, Uh, from when I was 17, I was living out in LA on my own. So, um, yeah. So I don't like boxing. Really, you grow up pretty like you grow up early on. Like especially for me, I grew up in the boxing gym. So like you're really like you're on your own in the ring wherever you're at in the boxing gym. So I don't
Hmm.
know. I feel like it's a different kind of growth, a faster paced growth, and you grow up like I don't you mature quicker in this sport. You have no choice. I feel like you know what I mean. Um, but I don't know. I've always been pretty independent. As a person, obviously my family and everybody behind me, but yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question to answer. I don't really, the transition for me I've always been doing the same thing, which was that was my main thing. I had a job. I worked for my dad, but I always knew that this is what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
Um, I worked for my dad, and that would like I that's when I knew. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. I gotta make this happen in boxing. You know what I mean? And um, yeah. So I've always been on this path of on this journey, and boxing is a lonely sport. So are other things that you want to be successful in. A lot of like you're always alone up here every day. I tell everyone that you're always alone up in your mind, but in boxing, it's a very lonely sport, especially when you're having bad days. Whether it was my first career loss, I feel like I grew as a person a lot during that time as well. So, um, yeah, I don't know how to answer that really.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, you kind of like have to deal with different things as far as like adversity or
Yeah,
good
for
things,
sure.
bad things, and that type of stuff. But you, like you said, you were pretty much like started the boxing thing, while you were a very young age, and you just learned then that you're basically by yourself out there, and all you can do is just rely on you.
I'll
And,
rely on you at the end of the day.
and
And like I don't know. The gym is like my safe place. That's where I go to just if I do have anything on my mind, if I'm going through something, whether it's with my family, whether it's with my personal, I feel like that's just my place to go to get away from everything and just I got a bag to beat up on in the gym, so I could take
mhm.
everything out on that.
Yeah, just take out your frustrations on that bag. Just
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
extra punch or two up at there, so you kind of get that there with that. All right,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of the matter here. Of course, with you being a new top ranked signee, what's your immediate aim here in the super welterweight division? I know that on Saturday you had Xander Zayas mention your name after his bout against Patrick Teixeira. What's your thoughts on that, and who else could be within your radar if you have anybody?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a reasonable fight, especially with me and him both being under the same promotional company now. I don't think that's a fight for right now. I'll fight anybody right now, but I know the business of boxing. They want to
Yeah.
build things up and like how that goes. So whatever. But I love that fight. Xander and I were good friends. We grew up in the amateurs together. He was my roommate on the Junior Olympic team in Colorado Springs, so we know each other pretty well. but I mean, it's a crash course waiting to happen. So, I think that's probably the top fight, especially on Top Rank's radar, our radar, to make, and that could be an easy fight to make at the Garden. Who knows? Maybe Puerto Rican Day weekend, whatever it is. I'm
Mhm.
down for whatever. But yeah, that would be a great fight. That's probably two top young guys coming up, and on a crash course just waiting to happen. So that's definitely a reasonable fight to make.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I know that there's going to be some upcoming news here for you as far as like your first fight here under Top Rank really soon. So we're definitely going to be out on the lookout for that. Getting the news on that here. But yeah, you're part of a really, really stacked division there at the 154 pound weight class there. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing you make noise there in the 154
For
pound
sure.
division there. So I was very thankful for you to come in here and take the time to chop it up. I know that you have multiple things here that you're getting ready to do. Like you said, you're getting ready to see what your next fight's going to be. I know that you've been out in the camp anyway. You've been doing work, whether it's active time when you have a fight and when
Absolutely.
you don't have a fight. So just see here for your fans or fans out here, new fans, to see where they'll be able to keep up with you on social media.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Vito Mielnicki, Twitter at Vito Mielnicki Jr., and most of my other, whether it's TikTok, I don't know, how long TikTok's going to be up for, but at Vito Mielnicki as well. But I wanted to say, everybody, I appreciate all your support, brother. Thank you for having me on. Love to come on again, but yeah, stay tuned for fight date dropping soon, and blessed and grateful for everybody that supports my career.
Yeah, no doubt. And we're very thankful for you to join us here on the Boxing Source, and we're going to be looking forward to seeing when that particular fight date will go down, and then we'll follow you on your your trek there for that next particular fight, and wherever it is, we're pretty much going to be supporting you here at the Boxing Source, man. So
Absolutely.
big ups for that, and hope to see you once again over here on here soon.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So that's our guy there, Vito Mielnicki Jr. White Magic, Vito Mielnicki Jr. That was able to take the time here to speak with us on the Boxing Source. Of course, you can follow him on social media through those multiple social media outlets there, where you'll be able to get the updates on when he'll be having his next fight there. So we're definitely going to be looking forward to that. But big ups for everyone that was able to take the time to be part of this or listen to this conversation here live. Be sure to like and hit the share button here to support the Boxing Source. We really appreciate it. We're gonna have more content for you here on the Boxing Source. I know it's a big week in the sport of boxing. Of course, we have Fight Week over in Las Vegas, and we also have fights going on in Puerto Rico this weekend as well. Should be so we're gonna have some conversation about that later this week, and we'll have more content for you here on the Boxing Source. So be sure to tune in on that. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.